Morning, everyone. It's Thursday, November 21st. I'm John Weigell with Juliet, Bennett, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. Mario's got a theme park, Donkey Kong's got a theme park, and now Minecraft is the latest video game IP to get a theme park. The beloved block building game struck a park deal worth $110 million. So how do these large theme park deals work, and when can you expect to see the life-size Minecraft scape for yourself? We'll get to that in a minute, but first let's give you the news in business and tech. To start us off, yesterday we talked a bunch about how Walmart is crushing it, but Target, not so much really. Target's profits reportedly fell short of Wall Street's forecasts by 20%, and revenue came in under expectations for the first time in over a year, so getting into the danger zone over at Target. Next, Delta Airlines added a big ticket menu item for its premium passengers, a Shake Shack burger. The offer will begin on December 1st only on flights out of Boston. This offering is a big part of Delta's core plans for the future, along with bigger and better lounges to, no doubt, appease its large spending customer base. From there, we go to a shiny new gambling app that's sucking up tons of cash, Monkey Tilt. It's a site that combines entertainment with gambling, and it raised $30 million in Series A funding. The online casino is part of a new wave of widespread social online gambling. And from there, we talk about some Tropicana drama. Tropicana is getting slaughtered on social media right now. The orange juice company just pushed through a redesign of its classic orange juice jug, reducing the size from 52 ounces to 46 ounces. The shrinkflation outrage caused the company to actually now revert to its old packaging once again. Juliet, you did some research on Tropicana the other day. What are your thoughts on this?
I learned that Tropicana customers are so discerning. I guess it was like in 2009, they decided to change their logo and sales dropped like 20% over a logo change.
Wow.
I mean, there may have been other factors, but in this case, it's like people think it's shrinkflation. So they're going to, I think, Simply Orange, another brand. I've just never personally cared this much about orange juice. Like, I don't know. I feel like if I buy the same thing every time and it looks a little bit different, I truly do not care. But it surprised me to see that orange juice customers, they want the exact same. Maybe because it's part of a routine. I don't know. But Tropicana should learn a lesson and just maybe not do anything.
The best idea for change is to not change at all, maybe in this instance, when you have such a rabid fan base that disagrees with logo changes, which, I mean, this is at least like giving you less for the same price. So that's, I guess, bad. And I understand the outrage.
Right.
But the previous one, no.
Right. And I think the idea with this one was that the stores were supposed to charge less and not every store is doing it. And people are already up in arms about the economy, which, of course, cost of living, inflation, et cetera. But yeah, a logo doesn't mean that much to me.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But the economy, shake fist in air. It's time.
100%. Mm-hmm.
And finally, once again, y'all, Thanksgiving is coming up and is set to cost Americans over $80 million on travel, and a few flight routes are helping with that large sum of money. So what are the most expensive flight routes in the country? We'll reveal the top 3 of those at the bottom of the ninth of the pod, right after the main story. So jumping into the main story, Minecraft is coming to life with a new theme park idea. It follows characters like Mario and Donkey Kong in a big way with a $110 million investment. So Juliet, first off, what do you feel about these gaming IP parks that are popping up as somebody who is very studied in live event experiences?
I think that they overwhelmingly have been good for the parks. The kind of video IPs that are popping up are admittedly not the kind of games I play, but I understand why a theme park would perhaps not want to have a Silent Hill or a Witcher park. They're a bit adult, perhaps.
Sure.
And may not appeal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rated M.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of the theme park video games that we have seen recently, they do seem to be doing well. Universal has the Super Nintendo World.
Right.
And in Q4 of 2023, it did see theme park revenue increase over 12%. And that was driven a lot by Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Hollywood and then its larger counterpart in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like things are going well. And it's not just video game IPs, because people obviously love the Star Wars stuff at Disneyland.
Oh,
They
yeah.
love the Harry Potter stuff. We just talked about Halloween theme parks, and a lot of those had IP tie-ins that people really enjoyed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think video games are a great source for theme parks to mine, because we know that video games make a lot of money.
Mhm.
A lot of people play them, and they have huge fan bases. And plus, they're already gamified. So it's not like you need to really think very, very hard about what you want people to do in those worlds.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense to mine this IP, no pun intended,
Mhm.
because the Mario IP has been such a North Star for this kind of thing. They had a movie, they have a theme park.
Mhm.
It just kind of doesn't stop with the money train over here. And, you
Right.
mentioned there are like other unique IPs that are getting their own theme parks. Like there's a Peppa Pig theme park now in Texas. So they're all kind of taking a life onto their own. And Minecraft kind of makes a lot of sense. I mean, it has over 180 million users as of last
Mhm.
year. I mean, it's kind of been such a big cultural revolution in gaming. So it really kind of makes sense to shift this to a park. And I think it'll look pretty cool, actually.
I hope so. There's a couple of interesting things about this announcement. And of course, we will find out more later. But the main players here are obviously Minecraft and Merlin Entertainments, that's based in the UK. They have over 135 attractions across 23 countries. The ones that you might have heard of are the Legolands,
Oh,
which,
yeah.
what is Legolands if not
A Minecraft.
basically Minecraft?
Anyways. Yeah.
Right. I mean, they're the same in many ways. I take bricks, I make things out of bricks.
Exactly.
And so there's a thing that's not surprising, which is why Minecraft? Minecraft is, depending on how you want to phrase it, either the second best or best selling video game of all time. I was reading a lot of outlets saying it was the second best of all time, with over 300 million copies sold as of late 2023, beaten only by Tetris, which has sold 520 million copies.
Wow.
However, there's a lot of debate there because, as you know, Tetris is very old. It's from 1984. Minecraft was developed in 2009, but also Tetris has sold multiple editions over the year, whereas Minecraft, I guess, is considered a single game. I know there's a lot of expansions and DLC and different Minecrafty things, but that was the argument that like Minecraft is one game that came out in 2009. Tetris had several decades on it and various editions.
Sure.
I remember playing Tetris at like a physical console arcade in a bowling alley my dad used to take me to.
Oh,
So,
cool. I did that like a week ago at an arcade.
Yeah?
It was great. The original one is awesome.
It still stands up. It's very satisfying.
Right. And Minecraft looks like it kind of entered this echelon a little while ago, and it is just super popular across the internet.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about how Microsoft paid $2.5 billion to acquire it in 2014. It's going to be a movie starring Jack Black coming out in 2025. There's all sorts of merchandise. There's going to be an animated series, I believe, on Netflix. And it has, its ebbs and flows in popularity. But during the pandemic, people loved Minecraft. It also is so versatile because there is like the survivor type game where you got to protect yourself
Right.
from zombies.
Right.
But then there's also I'm just going to build a replica of the Sydney Opera House for some reason in Minecraft.
Right. There's a lot of different ways to use it. Like you can do races. You can, like, it's really whatever you make it is the game, which is why I feel like it's so popular.
Yeah. And, I think that versatility is going to come in handy when you're a theme park designer and you're like, okay, what do I do here? What opportunities, what kind of games do people have to play?
Right.
And you can play it alone and you can play it with people and you can play it in communities of people you've never met or with your friends. There are educational opportunities. There are gaming opportunities. So there's a lot of different directions and partnerships that could be made here. That is what is not surprising. Like, why Minecraft? It's like, well, duh, why not Minecraft?
Mhm.
What is surprising, I thought, was the money, because the partnership, the initial investment, is over $110 million. And that sounds like a lot of money.
Mhm.
But then I looked at how much some of these other parks cost to build. And Universal Studios Japan spent over $578 million on Super Nintendo World, which is big. It's a big park. It's bigger than the Universal Studios Hollywood one. Back at Universal Studios Hollywood, let's talk about a smaller park than its sister. It spent $275 million on the Wizarding World of Harry Potter expansion, which is actually smaller and the one in Orlando. So these are parks within parks. Obviously, Universal existed, and then they built the thing.
Right.
But they are looking at spending several times as much on a single expansion than these two Minecraft parks are estimated to cost combined. So I don't know. If your expectations are, I'm going to go into this super awesome, immersive, really big, sprawling thing, that may not be what happens here. It may start with just an addition to an existing Legoland park, or something that Merlin already owns, where they're like, okay, we're going to make a little land with a ride and maybe some retail and merch outside. We don't really know what they're going to build, but it's not as much money as some of these other parks. So maybe this is like, we're going to build these two things and see how it goes, and then we'll build the big Minecraft experience.
Yeah. That could be an angle that they're going for. I mean, they also have some time for this because, as you mentioned, the movie with Jack Black, which I feel like is the perfect person to, like, if we need to make a movie about this thing, let's pull Jack Black.
100%. Great in Jumanji.
Jumanji, yes. And Super Mario. You know, he's done it all. But when you think about when this is going to be completed, estimated in the UK 2026, estimated in the US 2027, could be enough time to potentially pull more funds to make it bigger. I mean, this 110 million could be just an initial investment. We'll see kind of how it progresses over time. And of course, with the popularity of the movie, potentially, you'd have to think that they'll have a little more capital involved in this project. So I'm thinking of that as a starting amount, and we'll see where they can go from there. Because if that is the final amount, then could be some trouble a brewing.
Yeah, I don't see it being very big or immersive if that's the final amount.
No.
I'm curious to see if this movie is going to do well, because does it appeal to me? No, 100% no. I don't want to watch it. But I'm an adult and I don't play Minecraft, and I don't have kids who love Minecraft. But all my friends with kids, those kids love Minecraft.
Them kids love it.
And this has a much broader appeal than I think the big video game flop of the year that no one probably remembers, but it was Borderlands that did crap. Despite having Jack Black in it, no one wanted to watch it. But Borderlands is not a game that appeals to children. It's got a lot of crass humor, and it's a first-person shooter. So, you know, I don't know. I'm curious to see how this movie does, and if the kids are like, take me to Minecraft, and if it does really well and sells a cool popcorn bucket, you know, so.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's the thing. Just like Mario, got to appeal to those kids. Sell the tickets. And to finish up here from our prompt earlier, the 3 most expensive domestic U.S. flights in order from the least to most expensive are number 3, Hartford, Connecticut to San Francisco. Number 2, Los Angeles to New York City. Sorry, Juliet, I won't see you for a while. And number 1, New York City to San Francisco. We saw it coming, but it still stings nonetheless. All right, and that'll do it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. Our editor today is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a ton more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go get signed up at thehustle.co/email and follow us on Instagram at The Hustle Daily. We'll catch you tomorrow.